Rob Browne, part of Sidelines. He is Mr. Sidelines. You can find him at sidelines.live. Also, check him out on X. Give him a follow. Every day they got you covered in the morning, Monday through Saturday. Rob, welcome in, sir. How are you?
Hey, doing great, man. It's a great time of year. You got the Super Bowl about to start up. A couple of weeks, people will start spring practice in football, college basketball, college baseball about to crank off. You're in Mississippi, which is the center of the universe for college baseball. So, yeah, you got to be pretty happy.
No, it is for sure, and a lot of expectations out of all the programs, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Southern Miss. We'll hit some of that here in just a bit. I want to ask you about what you thought yesterday, just as a football fan and watching what you saw yesterday, and now, of course, with the Chiefs and the 49ers, set to tee it up here in the Super Bowl in a little under 2 weeks. Your thoughts of yesterday's action?
Well, I had Kansas City to win straight up. I just felt good about that one because everybody was talking about how complete a team Baltimore was and how Kansas City had really struggled to put it together. And I said, obviously, they hadn't watched them play recently, and Patrick Mahomes is pretty much unstoppable when he gets to this point. And then the Detroit game, at first of the week, I said, there's no way they beat San Francisco out there for a lot of reasons. And then I changed my mind, which you know better than that, and I took Detroit. Well, they're up 24-7, and I'm like, well, the 49ers are going to come out, and they better be able to go blow for blow with them or they're going to lose. But that was a collapse of, the Patriots and the Falcons in the Super Bowl type of stuff. You're up 24-7. Then in the second half, that poor receiver Reynolds, you're paid a lot of money. You have to make those kind of catches, and that's inexcusable, and that's a tough one. But I think it's going to be 49ers. Brock Purdy, what's he making? $870,000 versus Patrick Mahomes, who's been to the AFC Championship game 6 years in a row. All 6 years he's been a starter in the NFL. I think it will be a great Super Bowl. Don't underestimate Brock Purdy's legs. That guy can run, and McCaffrey as a running back is a modern-day Rocky Blyer.
No, there's no doubt about it. He is fantastic, and he's a game changer as well. Rob Browne on your radio, Monday edition of the program. Rob, let's switch over to SEC basketball. Now that we've getting close to the midway point, Alabama at the top of the league, 6-1, 14-6, and Tennessee right there, half a game back at 5-1. And then, of course, South Carolina, Auburn. You go all the way down to Mississippi State and Texas A&M. 8-9 teams, trying to vie for spots. It's hard to tell, but, this is as deep as the league has been. How many teams do you think will get a bid? And I know that's, asking.
Probably 9.
Yeah.
I would say 9. And look, for you folks in Mississippi, Yancey Porter, Rebel Yell Hotline's on the show every week with us, talked a lot before they even did it about hiring Chris Beard. That was a great hire. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, this is the best last 3 years in Ole Miss sports history with what's going on in football, baseball winning a national championship in 2022. And Chris Beard got the Rebels at 4-3 without a whole lot of talent, but the portal helps. And Alan Flanagan and his dad coming over from Auburn, they're a good duo. I just think Mississippi State, they got Auburn. Auburn hasn't won a game over a quadrant one team this year, yet they were number 8 in the country. And Mississippi State held them to their second lowest point total. They gave up only 50, I think Auburn had 58 points, but Appalachian State held Auburn to fewer points. And then you look at Tennessee. I think they're the best team in the league. Alabama's really good. South Carolina. LSU, look, 3 years ago, LSU was the respirators on, the priestess in the room, called the kinfolks to the bedside. They're done, and look at them. They're 4-3 in the league, I believe, or 3-4, but they're playing a lot better, and they're not an easy slam dunk win. They faded late against Alabama. South Carolina, they've won 17 or 18 games, and Ole Miss getting a win anytime you beat A&M, that's a great win. And you got to say they're in the bigger disappointment in the league than Arkansas.
Let me ask you about
that's the shock.
No, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And look, they were out in front of Kentucky over the weekend, as you well know, and then kind of let that thing slip through their arms. SEC baseball. It's hard to believe with the ice and the snow and the rain and everything we've had. We're fixing to play baseball, but you look at the league, and you know how baseball is. You go to whatever poll you want, D1 baseball, Baseball America. There's a lot of them, but The Floridas, the Arkansas, the LSUs are going to be right there in the top 10, top 5. Texas A&M, Tennessee. You look down the league. Alabama had a good year last year, going 43-21. South Carolina 42-21. That's not even counting Mississippi State and Ole Miss trying to get back on the right side. As we always say, you could make a case. I know we love to focus on football. That's what we do. Then the other sports, but this league is so tough. And I tell you what, to try to get some movement in this league, I mean, it is very, very tough to do. And if you're State and Ole Miss, you got an uphill climb here.
Well, they do. It's hard to believe that neither team was in the playoff last year. It's all about pitching. And you look top to bottom in the SEC. Auburn last year in the first half of the season struggled, then went 12-3 in the second half. And you look at how many of these guys are pitching all summer in the Cape Cod League and just in these different leagues around the country or around the world. Their arms get worn out. And how many of them are really focused on the SEC? A lot of teams, their top 3 pitchers, I know Auburn last year, Joseph Gonzalez pitched 5 innings in the first game. He's done for the year. He's back this year. They've got a lot of pitchers. But you look at Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas. Arkansas last year lost, at home in the regional. I think this league is just going to get tougher. Texas has been to 37 College World Series, 62 NCAA tournaments. Oklahoma's coming in. And look at Florida with Kevin O'Sullivan. They're going to be good. South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama's got a new coach that they brought in from Maryland. Tennessee, as long as Tony Vitello's up there, they're going to be talked about for sure. There is nowhere the SEC is tougher top to bottom in baseball than it is in any sport of all sports. It's not even close.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And it's going to be a fun league to follow as we start that off here about the second week in February. Rob Browne, make sure to give him a follow on X. And, of course, check him out, sidelines.live. Rob, always appreciate your time and insight. Look, have a great week, sir, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Look, let me know when you can be on our show this week. Anytime, you're always welcome, and I appreciate you having me more than you can imagine.